Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we are reacting to the final episode of Stuck on You. And Lord, the end of episode 7, all kinds of feelings were coming up, and I was getting very emotional. And then we ended the episode with all the feelings and aggression just coming out and just leading to this makeout session. I'm like, oh Lord, okay, this is where we're taking this right now. So I had mixed feelings, but we're gonna just dive in and see what the resolution to this series is. I don't know. We're just gonna wait and see how it ends. So let's just dive on in.
It's been less than 2 weeks. Hindi to fairy tale, okay? Totoong buhay to.
Can I be alone for a bit? Yung balik na lang tayo sa kanya-kanya nating personal space.
Yeah, it's like at this point I was feeling really bad for him.
Hindi ikaw yan, ang nega. Ilang tao ba talaga yung nakatuluyan nila yung first kiss nila? Kaya cheer up ka na, sis. Huwag ka na mapaka-jaded. Diyos ko.
Nilinisin ko na to. Gusto mo?
Sinabi na nga okay ako eh. Sinabi mo na nga ako.
I'm just trying to help. Di mo ka lang sumigaw.
Trying to help? This is exactly the kind of thing that made me think we had the slightest bit of chance.
Tango na. Gago na ako.
That rap couldn't help himself. He had to start snooping and stuff.
Gahanap na ako ng mga...
We had the flashback with
JM, ngayon ko lang susundin
JM and
ang
Aaliyah.
totoong kaligayahan ko.
Nothing but an empty shell of what Aaliyah left of you.
And then he had to say that.
Fuck you. I hate you.
Kahit na ano pa sabihin, mahal ka.
And I had mixed emotions about this because I was already in a very emotional state. So then, like, the whole let's just make out, and I was like, okay, I don't know if that's what I need right now, but I've had time to process, so I can enjoy the boys making out now.
Sandali.
Sandali. Sorry, okay? Guys, just listen.
Ayoko rin ng ganito eh. May ikaw na nga mismo nagsabi na hindi ka pa ready. I don't wanna be your experimental plaything.
That's fair.
I deserve better than that.
Everyone deserves better than that.
Friend, just listen, okay? I know what I said, pero... natatakot ako eh.
That's also fair.
Natakot ako. Natakot ako sa'yo kasi I haven't felt this much for such a long time. The last time I did, the last time I felt like this, I lost myself.
Okay, I have chills.
Halos tira-tira na lang na iwan sa akin itong iniwan niya ako. Natatakot ako kasi all the stupid walls I put, sinira mo na parang wala lang. You have no idea how bad you can hurt me. And I was just scared away. Natatakot ako kasi baka gamitin mo yan against me. And one day ma-realize mo yun. I can't let you do that. I can't let anyone do that to me ever again. I can't.
Baka hindi ko kayanin. Jim. 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 It's okay. Andito lang ako, Jim. You're gonna be okay. Jim. Jim. Focus ka. Look around the room. Bigyan mo ako ng 5 bagay na nakikita mo.
Better stop.
Yung blinds. Pintuan. Yung boxes. Yung picture frame. Yung cabinet. Okay, good. Now, bigyan mo ako ng 5 bagay na naririnig mo. Yung aircon. Yung kuliglig. Yung tawal ng aso. Yung paghinga mo. Yung heartbeat mo. I'm sorry. Hindi mo naman kailangan mag-sorry. I understand. Intindihan ko. Sorry. I'm sorry for what I said earlier. And how I treated you these past few days. Tama ka. Hindi mo deserve lahat yun. Sorry rin, JM. I pushed too hard. Tapos, ito pa. I'm sorry.
Y'all need to stop.
Dapat tinapon ko na to noon pa eh. Hindi ko lang talaga kaya. I can help with that. Kung okay lang sa'yo. You know, it's the least I could do. Dahil panay magkakalat naman ako dito. Baka ngayon, it's time na ako naman yung maglinis. I think I'd like that.
Yeah, you would.
Maybe tomorrow. Oh. Ilang oras na lang bago maging bukas. Sure ka bang ready ka? I'm not sure if I'm ready. But I know I want to be.
Dati mong katinig, binigay sa'yo'y pain. Handog sa'yo'y pain. Bakit tumitibok muli? Bakit tumitibok? Pero di na maalala. Di na maalala.
Morning. Good morning.
Kahit
look at each other first.
nagdaan, di pa alala ang
Problema ba? Day 14. Last day na. Alright. Wait.
It doesn't have to be.
Do you still mean what you said? Na ayaw mo na ako makita after this? Right.
Girl, you know he was just
I
lying,
don't know,
speaking in
Jen.
anger.
Okay. How about this? Gamitin na lang natin tong huling araw natin as a couple. Ewan ko. By the end of the day, if it works, then we will give each other a shot. If it doesn't, then you get your wish. Ano ba itong sinasabi ko? Sige.
Bet your ass you're in.
I mean, sige. Subukan natin. Talaga. Pero may rules din ako ah. Ano yun? No lying. No any form of deceit or pagtatago. Dapat balls to the wall tayo pareho. Balls to the wall?
Okay.
Yes, exactly. No apprehensions, no holding back. Okay?
That's fair.
Okay.
Okay. But it's your last day, so y'all can't sleep the whole damn day away now.
Kain ka lang dun ha. Uy, anong sinasawa-sawa mo dyan, ha? Wala naman.
Girl.
Ano nga?
Girl, you
Pakabuli mo.
well,
Cute
you
mo kasi.
apparently just don't know how to eat.
Bata mo kumain eh. Tama na nga yung pagpapagyot dyan. O ano? Anong plan natin for today?
Naisip ko lang naman kasi na maybe we can build a fort sa sala. Tapos manood tayo ng mga Disney movies.
I love him.
Alam mo,
If you don't want to date him, I'll date him.
in your fairy tales yan.
Naisip ko lang naman kasi na parang ang ganda nung may sarili kang mundo. Tapos walang ibang pwedeng makapasok kundi you and your partner lang. I don't know. I think it's nice.
Parang tayo,
Why is he mean?
na 13 days tayo naka-quarantine. Ganun.
Hoy! Manira ka ng pangarap.
Eh, kung gagawin natin sa salang, init doon para tayong susuot.
Do it in
Mukhang
the
may ketchup
bedroom.
ka pa sa mukha.
Huh? Kanina pa ba to? Ikaw naman naalis eh.
You know what? Fine. Let's do it.
Kala ko ba ayaw mo?
Uy, never said that ah. Pero, sa kwarto natin gagawin yung fort. Para naman may aircon, no? Tsaka, as a compromise, edi, manood tayo ng mga movies. Pumili tayo ng mga gusto nating movies. Piliin mo yung Disney movies na gusto mo. Pipiliin ko yung sa akin. Salitan tayo. What do you think?
I love it.
Ano sabi mo? You love me?
It. Sabi ko it. I love it.
Let's calm down.
Oh,
Last time I said I love you, you nearly threw me out the house.
Next. Bilis naman.
Uy.
I love him. I love him.
Oh. Uy, anong movie yan?
I don't know, Beauty and the Beast is my favorite.
Ubusin mo yan, promise.
Uy! Ano ba yun? Alam mo, bakit tinatakot lang kanyan siya?
I mean, the movie just started. How we start with jump scares?
Anyways, may better idea na lang ako. Okay lang ba?
Oo lang.
Dito ka lang ha.
Sige.
Huwag kang aalis.
Hindi.
You better serenade your man.
Miss mo ko, no? Uy.
Medyo... Parang papakit ng ganyan. Di mo naman kailangan eh. Kasi... I already like you na.
Stop it.
You like me?
Well, girl, we already established that. We established that last night.
Oo ah. Miss mo na ako, no?
Yeah, crush kita. Okay lang ba sa'yo?
Please, JM. Of course, it's okay for me. Nag-I love you na nga ako sa'yo na nakaraan, diba? So, quit sa tayo dun na.
Kung hindi tayo quits, mas nakakaya naman yung ginawa mo.
Oo na. Oo na. But, may surprise ko para sa'yo.
Let me guess. Napload mo na sa altar mo, no?
Napanood mo na yun?
Saw it last night eh, nung pinuntahan kita para mag-saw. Tungkol ba sa akin, no?
Nagustuhan mo?
Yeah.
Then yes.
Tunog bang tugtugan para sa akin?
Oo nga. Narinig mo na yun, diba? Tinugtog ko yun sa'yo nung uminom tayo. Gusto mo, iba na lang.
Sige.
I mean, it's obviously not happening live right now. We can hear the difference in the audio, but still, beautiful voice.
Okay ba yun?
Ganda. Galing mo, no? I'm amazed mo. Anong oras na pala?
3 oras na lang pala.
Gusto mo magluto lang tayo pasta?
Okay.
I mean, y'all are acting like once the time hits, y'all have to stop seeing each other. Like, I don't know.
Ilang oras na lang.
Huwag natin pag-usapan yun. Tulitin na lang natin yung oras na parang tayo.
Iisip ko lang naman
I
kasi.
know I love me some forehead
Paano
kisses.
kung nagkakilala tayo sa totoong mundo?
Yung totoong mundo naman to ah.
I mean like, what if before or after ng pandemic? Yung labas sa altar, yung walang mga lockdown, ganyan. Walang hook up. Sa tingin mo ba magkakaganito rin tayo?
Anong gusto mo sagot? Honest answer or idealistic answer?
Ikaw, sagutin mo ako. Joke. Pwedeng both.
Okay. Idealistically, mag-click tayo. Magkakilala tayo sa bar o kaya sa grocery store. Something like that. Honest answer, hindi. Sino pa naman kakausap sa hindi mo kilala sa grocery store tsaka sa bar, di ba? Borderline creepy yun.
I guess.
Okay,
May
so
point
I'm
ka nga.
JM.
Wala maglagay.
They are cute together.
A few more minutes. I know.
and then we're just magically never gonna want to see each other ever again.
Di ka pa inaantok?
Sayang naman. Ilang minuto na lang naman eh. Antayin na lang natin. Parang New Year, ganun.
It's one way to think about
Gusto
it.
mo rin mag-countdown?
Actually, I'd like that.
Seryoso ka ba?
Countdown to New Year's kiss.
5, 4,
John Michael Cruz.
Reb.
3,
John Reb. Medina.
2,
Bakit di tulad ng dati?
1.
Minsan ay naaalala ko ang lahat.
Tapos na yung araw, diba? Hindi mo na ako boyfriend. Kailangan pa natin mag-assess.
I know. So, what do you think?
Honestly, hindi ko alam. Ewan ko. Para lang naman siyang normal na araw, hindi ba? Kumain tayo, manood ng mga movie, tapos kumain ulit. Tapos ngayon, nandito tayo sa kwarto mo.
Yes, putting a
I don't know,
title
I
that doesn't
just
have to
thought
make it
that
something.
maybe something magical would happen.
It can be just like any
Pero
other
kasi
day,
parang ang basic lang eh.
just with somebody that you love and care
Isn't
about.
love supposed to be intense,
I mean, I feel like you've already had
passionate,
an array of intense, passionate feelings
or
throughout this
maybe
last 2
even
weeks, so you're
a little
good.
bit impulsive?
Kaya ba kayo mo binibilang yung oras? I know you think it's mundane and all, but the question is, did you feel comfortable enough with me just to be yourself? Masaya ba ang puso mo ngayon? O napagod na? Kasi, if it's the first one, yun yung mahalaga. Love isn't always some crazy adventure. Sometimes, it's calm, peaceful, and it sets you free. Kahit yung mga ginagawa niya, sobrang basic lang ng mga bagay. Like washing the dishes together. I know you're in the big whole romance thing. Yung may grand gestures pa and all. But this is what romantic is to me. Yung kasama mo yung taong nagpapasaya sa'yo.
Exactly.
Making home in that person's arms. That's what love is for me.
JM,
Ang relationship, hindi lang basta fireworks. Hindi lang rainbows.
See, Jane, he's out here
Or
spitting
butterflies.
facts.
tama ka. Tama lahat ng sinabi mo. Which says a lot about me. Marami pa ako sigurong kailangan matutunan tungkol sa true love. Anyways, see you tomorrow.
Maybe a few more hours.
You say you don't gotta run off.
Reb,
Huh?
goodbye. Bye, JM.
Girl, don't go make me mad.
Ano ba sabihin mahalaga? Di ba ang ating damdamin hayaan natin sila basta ang mahalaga tayo lang dalawa nagmamahal ding tulad nila.
Who the fuck names their child Danda Medina?
Your future parents-in-law. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, it feels like, yes, they're setting it up for a potential second season, but also maybe they're not. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel so much about the open-ended, the end question mark kind of ending. Because at first it felt to me like they were trying to go a little bit of the Gaisa Pellicula route, not copying them, but go that sort of route where, okay, we're not necessarily, our couple's not necessarily ending up together, but they each have their reasons for why they're not ending up together, and it is for the best for them right now not to end up together. But we're leaving it kind of open-ended in a sense where they're in a place where they could work towards some sort of relationship eventually. I feel like that was kind of the trajectory that they were trying to go on in that last few minutes of the episode. But I don't know, something about it just... It hit me, not wrong, but for lack of a better word, it just hit me wrong. I don't know how I feel about that. But let's recap, jump back at the beginning of the episode. So we started where the last episode ended, heightened emotions and then a kiss. What I liked about where this scene went, because I was worried that at the end of the last episode, when they were all emotional and all, fighting and aggressive, and then we just ended in this, super passionate kissing, make out sort of thing. I thought we were going to go down that sort of rabbit hole kind of cliche thing, like, okay, yeah, we're only yelling at each other because we love each other and we're so passionate. Oh, this is going to lead to, just this passionate making out, this passionate love making, and just this, that, the other, and all of a sudden all of our problems are going to be worked out. And I was like, it felt a little cliche. I've seen it before, and I'm like, I'm not really sure how I feel about this, especially after we had that really emotional, like, breakthrough at the end of the last episode. So what I loved about this episode is that they did not go that route. Yes, we had a little, kissing session there happen, but then Reb kind of, pushed him off. And then they continue, going at it and going through their emotions. And Reb's like, I thought you said you weren't ready, blah, blah, blah. And then JM just had this outpouring of emotion, this outpouring of everything he's been keeping bottled up for all of this time, all these unresolved issues, all these unresolved emotions that he has just been boxing up and locking in that room. He just let them all out. And that is the end of the last episode and the beginning of this episode. Like, if I had watched them successively, like if I did not take like a week and a half in between those two episodes, I would have been a bawling mess, because I was very emotional at the end of episode 7 and the beginning of this episode. Like, just all of, like I mentioned in my commentary at the end of episode 7, I've reacted to a lot of series. I've reacted to a lot of emotionally driven series with a lot of emotionally driven moments. And while there are some series that I can empathize with the situation going on, and I can definitely feel the emotion, I can feel sad and whatnot, I'm not always moved to the point of tears or crying or something like that, because while I can empathize with certain situations, I can't relate to them because I haven't lived through those particular kind of scenarios. And then there are other scenarios that I absolutely can relate to, feelings that I can remember clear as day, and those kind of moments just, it's like a knife and it just gets you, and it's like, oh. So at the end of the last episode, when JM was just Reb and JM going back and forth, I already talked about that. But here, continuing on, after Reb pushed him off and JM just was having this sort of what I imagine to be a cathartic release at the end of it. In the moment, it probably felt terribly uncomfortable and just whatever. But like when he was just going through this release of emotions, I about damn near lost it from just some of the things he was saying, about how he spent all of this time building up these walls, and how Reb just came in and knocked them down so easily without a care in the world, and how the last time he said these things because the last time he felt this way about someone, he got hurt. And not just hurt, but he got hurt to the point where he lost himself. He was a fraction of himself. He was a shell of the man that he used to be, and he had built up these walls to protect himself because he did not want that to happen again. He could not deal with the thought of letting someone that close to him again to potentially hurt him. Relatable as fuck, let me tell you. Like, watching him in that moment and watching him just have this breakdown, and he just kept falling into Reb. Like, you notice, like, Reb's leaning up against the wall, and JM would just, his head would fall into his shoulder and his body would almost collapse into Reb. Like, there were so many moments there where he was just saying these things and crying into Reb's shoulder and like just physically collapsing into him, and Reb's like kind of holding him up in a sense, and it's just like, oh my god, like, this is taking so much out of him to be this real, this honest, and give you just everything that is in him right now, giving you all the reasons why he's acted the way he's acted for the last 2 weeks that we've been together. And it's like, when Reb finally just had to like sit him down, and he's still just crying and emotional and whatnot, like, all I could picture was myself. And potentially, if I were to ever get to a point with somebody else where I they let them past the iron fortress of walls that I've got set up and whatnot, and someone ever made it past all of that and got to the heart of a lot of issues that I've got, I just imagine it would be this unpleasant outpouring of emotions, and it just made me terribly uncomfortable. It made me feel things, and I'm just like, oh, like, throughout the majority of the series, like, I've related to Reb in a sense. I've been like, yes, he's my spirit animal. I'm so much that hopeless romantic, blah 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 blah. But like, in this particular moment, these last 2 episodes, JM has been just speaking my truth. And I'm like, oh my god, I love the way that he's written. I love the way that he's been explored throughout this series. And yeah, it's just so good. And I loved the tie back to the first episode, where JM, his means of calming down, or Rev, yeah, well, the way JM calmed down Rev in the first episode when he was having this sort of like panic attack is the same techniques that Rev then incorporated and then used to help calm JM down when he was having that very emotional sort of just release. And I just thought it was such a sweet tie back, such a sweet call back to the beginning of the series. Like, we're coming full circle. Look at where we've come at this point the last 2 weeks, and it's just, it was so beautiful to see. And then yeah, JM came up with the idea, why don't we'll spend our last day as a couple, see how that goes, and then if we're here for it, then yay, and if we're not here for it, then we'll go on our merry way and whatever. So I feel like the majority of us assumed that by the end of that day, they're doing all the couple stuff, all the cute stuff, watching the movies, cooking together, doing the dishes, singing to each other, all that kind of stuff. We assumed that we were going to get just that happy ending and be like, okay, yes, time's up, but I still have these feelings for you, so let's do this. That's probably what the majority of us assumed. That's where I assumed it was going. I assumed we were going to get our, cookie cutter happy ending, and I would have been perfectly fine with that, because y'all know I love seeing my ships sail off into the sunset. I love that. I live for it. But we didn't. We got kind of a more realistic-ish ending, which is why I was saying I feel like they were trying to go the Gaia Pellicula route, where yes, obviously they still care about each other, they still have these feelings, but something still just isn't right yet for them to like jump into, okay, we're in a relationship, we're dating, we're boyfriends now. And I think it's a mature decision to say, okay, it's still not right yet. What's not right? I don't know. From some of the discussions they were having, like when they were doing the dishes, and Reb's like, do you think if we met outside of this, outside of being in quarantine and being in lockdown and blah blah blah, outside of the hookups and whatnot, alternate accounts, do you think that we still would have had a chance? And Reb, being the hopeless romantic that he is, he wants that definitive yes, absolutely, I feel like that's the case. Where JM was giving a realistic, it would be nice, sure, I think that we could have that movie moment, but at the same time, being a realist, if someone just randomly started approaching me in the grocery store, I'd be like, can I help you? That's very, very real. Even if they are cute or whatever, still it's like, who are you? Like, why are you talking to me? Hell, when cashiers talk to me and I'm checking out or whatever, I'm like, oh god, please stop talking, not because they're saying anything wrong or whatever. I just have terrible social anxiety. I'm terribly awkward in social situations. I'm like, yeah. But yeah, so like it's very realistic, but I feel like Reb wanted that sort of confirmation that even if it were outside of this scenario, we would still work. So I feel like that's kind of where the breakdown and where the ending of the series was kind of going. Reb wanting that sort of confirmation that, hey, this could actually work and this could actually be something that could develop outside of us being forced to stay together. So before we make any kind of before we jump into anything, let's actually try this the right way. Let's try and see if we can make this work just the traditional way. So I feel like that's where it was going. I guess my only issue I'm really having is I don't know, like I feel like we spent a good portion of the first part of the episode dealing with the big emotional breakdown and breakthrough and all of JM stuff. And then we spent a good portion dealing with like just their day, hanging out, blah, blah, blah. And then like the whole last little bit where, okay, the day's over. What do we think? Let's talk about it. Okay, boom. now we're whatever, we're broken up or goodbye, blah blah blah. I feel like that whole last part just happened so fast and it just felt so rushed that I was like, I don't know. I feel like that's more so what's hitting me wrong. I don't feel like it wasn't satisfying for me because I don't feel like we spent enough time building towards that. I feel like we just kind of had that moment in bed, then boom, flash, Rep's gone forever. But nope, he left his cactus, which is sweet, and now we're adding each other on whatever social media network and whatnot. So, like I said, I feel like they're leaving it very open-ended, potentially for a second season. If there's not a second season or a movie or something, I'm going to be very upset because I very much feel like at this point, I want them to work and I want them to be together. But we'll just have to wait and see how things go. But all in all, I've really enjoyed this series. There were a lot of great things that happened in this series, a lot of great moments, a lot of relatable moments. Like I said, I spent most of the series relating to Reb until the last couple episodes where we really got to dive into JM, and it's like, oh my god, JM is me. Oh my god, oh my god. So very well written characters. And yeah, I really enjoyed this series, so I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction and this series as well. If you did, you know what to do. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications so you'll be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah. And before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. Love you guys.